kids, it's Mrs. Davis from Happy Place to Grow. I am so glad you are here with me again to share another wonderful story from one of my favorite authors and illustrators, Kevin Henkes. We have been enjoying lots of stories together. Today, I'm going to read this story, A Weekend with Wendell. Today we have two cute mouse characters, and in today's story there is a focus on a friendship, and these two characters are going to learn a lot about their own self, and they're going to learn about trying to adjust to new personalities that you run into. Now, I want you to sit back and enjoy another great story. And, you know, when I'm listening to stories, I love to use my imagination and just enjoy a good book. But I also like to have a good takeaway. I like to think about what's happening to the characters in the story, and I like to use the story information to help me. And in today's story, there are some good takeaways that we all can learn from encountering new people. All right, get cozy and listen up to A Weekend with Wendell by Kevin Henkes. On Friday afternoon, Wendell's parents dropped him off at Sophie's house. "Wendell's going to spend the weekend with us," said Sophie's mother. "While his parents visit relatives out of town." "Oh boy," said Wendell. He's excited. Sophie didn't say anything, and you can tell from this illustration that Sophie's a little apprehensive and Wendell is full of life. He's ready to go. He's not worried about meeting any strangers. Let's see what happens next. After a snack, Sophie helped Wendell carry his sleeping bag and suitcase upstairs. What's wrong with that picture right there? Sophie's doing all the work and Wendell is ready to roll. "Well, what are we going to do now?" asked Wendell. "Do you have any toys?" Sophie pointed to her toy chest. "Is that all you've got?" said Wendell. "I've got 1,000,000 times more than that. What else is there to do around here?" "Whoa, he's already larger than life." "We could play house," said Sophie. "Only if I can make the rules," said Wendell. This is going to be interesting. An interesting weekend. Here they are in the room. Wow, look at that. Sophie looks shy and apprehensive. Wendell is just having a good time exploring. So they played house and Wendell made the rules. He was the father, the mother, and the 5 children. Whoa, that's a lot of roles to play. Sophie was the dog. Then they played hospital. Well, that sounds fun. Wendell was the doctor, the nurse, and the patient. Sophie was the desk clerk. I don't think this is working out for Sophie. She's not speaking up for herself. Let's see what happens next. When they pretended to work in a bakery, Wendell was the baker and Sophie was a sweet roll. Well, she is sweet. "Isn't this fun?" said Wendell. Sophie didn't say anything. There she is in the corner. Not really standing up for herself. Let's see what happens next. Could be interesting. At dinner, Wendell said he was allergic, really, to anything green. So he didn't have to eat his vegetables. And then, when Sophie wasn't looking, he scooped the whipped cream off her dessert. Well, that wasn't very nice at all. When is Wendell leaving? Whispered Sophie. Soon, said his mother. Her mother. Soon, said her father. They're really, look at Dad's face right there. He's unsure about it. But they have to be polite. He is a guest. After Sophie's parents tucked Sophie in her bed, zipped Wendell in his sleeping bag, kissed them both, and turned off the light, Wendell grabbed his flashlight and shone it right in Sophie's eyes. See you tomorrow, he said, smiling. Sophie shut her eyes. I can't wait for Wendell to go home, she said to herself. But she's not saying it out loud yet. On Saturday morning, when Sophie woke up, there was a lumpy blue monster jumping up and down on her bed. You know who it was? Wendell! About now, he'd be getting on my nerves. What about you? She felt something pinch her leg at breakfast. It was Wendell, and she's not having that. She's not too happy about that. I wonder when she's going to get fed up. Do you think she's going to get fed up? Let's find out. She heard scary noises coming from the broom closet. Woo! It was Wendell. Wendell used Sophie's crayons and left them on the porch so they melted. Now that would do it for me, because you know I love my crayons. At lunch, Wendell finger painted with his peanut butter and jelly. Oh, that is just too much. Isn't this fun? Said Wendell. Sophie didn't say anything, but she's getting annoyed, and the parents are not at all pleased. When is Wendell leaving? Whispered Sophie. Soon, said Sophie's mother. Soon, said her father. And then this comes along. At bedtime, when Sophie put her head on her pillow, she heard a crunch. It was a note from Wendell, but it wasn't a good one. It said, see you tomorrow. And look at the illustration down here. Wendell has fangs. He's saying ha ha ha, and he's chasing Sophie, who's got her mouth open. Sophie shut her eyes. You know what she said? I can't wait for Wendell to go home, she said to herself. Before Wendell's parents came to pick him up on Sunday morning, he tried to make a long-distance phone call. He was calling the North Pole. Trying to call Santa, I guess. Really? He wrote his name on the bathroom mirror with toothpaste. And she's just getting, looks like a little fed up with things. And he is going to keep on being obnoxious until someone stands up for themselves. What do you think? And, oh boy, he gave Sophie a new hairdo with shaving cream. When Wendell's on the loose, you never know what's going to happen. And then Sophie has a look on her face. Now I've seen that look before. I think she's about had enough. Let's see what happens next. Want to go outside and help me wash this off? Asked Sophie. We could play firefighter. Come on out. Oh boy, said Wendell. He's all for it. You know, he loves to play. I think Sophie's got something up her. Oh, yeah, she does, definitely. So, they played firefighter. Here's what happened. And Sophie made the rules. You go, girl. She was the fire chief. Wendell was the burning building. I love it. Isn't this fun, said Sophie. Wendell didn't say anything. He was finally speechless. Look at this right here. She is hosing him down. She's giving him a good spray. Don't I get to be the fire chief? Asked Wendell. I love Sophie's response. Maybe, said Sophie. She's getting him wet, but she's not doing it in a mean way. She's smiling. And she says maybe. And look at that page. You know, Sophie is really sweet at heart. Soon, Wendell and Sophie didn't care who was the fire chief or who was the burning building. Friendship is blooming. And the two have decided that they can share and get along and enjoy each other. I love that. Time to go, said Sophie's mother. She is so glad. Time to go, said Sophie's father. Already, said Wendell. Already, said Sophie. Can you believe it? When is Wendell coming back? Asked Sophie. Well, that's a change, isn't it? Never, said Sophie's mother. Never, said Sophie's father. They're peeking out the curtain. That afternoon, when Wendell unpacked his suitcase, he heard something crunch. It was a note from Sophie. It said, I hope to see you soon. Well, that was a happy ending, and a new friendship has blossomed. You know, I love in this story that two different personalities can work out their differences and join together and appreciate each other. I love that this character, Sophie, she found her voice. She decided when she was trying to be quiet, be a nice personality for a visitor, but you know, sometimes you just have to stand your ground in a nice way and find your voice and stand up for yourself. And I love that Sophie was able to do that. She didn't hold a grudge against Wendell. She didn't treat him meanly, even though he came in and he was large and in charge. And I love that Wendell learned a lesson about sharing and caring. You know, when you're getting to know new people, you have to learn to appreciate how others are. You have to be respectful of how they operate and their personalities. And you have to learn to find things in common. You definitely have to share and care. Now, what do you think about the ending of the story? Do you think that these two characters will be able to play again together? Will Wendell's parents invite Sophie over? What do you think? Will Wendell be able to go back over to Sophie's? Or maybe they'll just meet up at the park. I don't know, but I definitely know for sure that a friendship has blossomed. And I always love a happy ending. And my takeaway for sure is you need to learn to be a caring and sharing friend. All right, kids, I hope you loved this story, A Weekend with Wendell, as much as I have enjoyed reading it to you. And as always, be a good friend, but also don't let others take advantage of you. Find your voice and speak up for yourself. In friendship, it's definitely a two-way street. You have to share and care. All right. As always, until our next time together, have a good one.